Yo, what's up guys? My name is AFC Adino, and oh, we actually got a game immediately. Usually that takes way longer. Looking at my opponent's team, my boy Toby Mobile. Could definitely be a Focus Sash Breloom lead. If that's the case, I think my Scizor probably has the best matchup. I'm bringing this boy Lucario, by the way. It's an adamant Lucario. And let's see if he can spice it up. But yeah, I think Scizor gives me the overall best lead. In case it's Breloom, I can Bullet Punch and potentially break a Sash. But it leads to Rotom, so I'm just gonna U-turn. Rotom should be faster than me, and I could give me the momentum. We'll see what he does. He Volt Switches, does 31%. I guess he could Volt Switch into his Landorus. This could definitely be his Rocker, so maybe Rocky Helmet here. Okay. I think going Gliscor here is probably my best option, because I activate the Orb, and if it turns out to be Poison Heal Breloom, and it could help me. And here I think Landorus wants to go for the Stealth Rock. So if I go Scizor on the Stealth Rock, I can Roast and heal it back up. Because Scizor is an important pivot for the Weavile. So yeah, and I also get a bit of leftovers recovery. I will just Roost as he goes for the Earthquake, maybe expecting a Defog. But now I'm a bit more comfortable going for the Defog in case he U-turns. But he goes for another Earthquake. He doesn't get the crit. Maybe he was fishing for a crit there, but which is a fine play as well. He doesn't lose anything by it. Goes for Stealth Rock now, and I'm just gonna Defog again as he Earthquakes. But if I actually am going for the Bullet Punch here. If he does go for the Earthquake, I should be able to live another one. But the reason I'm going for Bullet Punch here, oh, he actually goes for a Rock, so I'm just gonna Roost on this turn. But the reason I went for Bullet Punch there was because Landorus doesn't get any recovery. So if I keep Bullet Punching him a bit getting more chip off, then he might also get in range of knockoff from Weavile, which could be a good position for me. But he brings in the Conkeldurr. That's fine. I can go hard Clefable. As he goes for a Drain Punch, so I should easily be able to take this. And at this point, I don't want to overpredict too much. I'm just gonna go for the Moonblast. Not much likes to switch into a Moonblast. I guess Nidoking could do it, but it should do, yeah, more than 20%. And it would have been nice if I got the special attack drop there. But I have a Pokemon that hard walls this Nidoking, being my Milotic, and because of Sheer Force, he cannot status my Milotic with something like Sludge Wave, so he cannot poison me. He cannot freeze me with Ice Beam. He cannot burn me with Flamethrower, or paralyze me with Thunderbolt. He goes for Flamethrower. And at this point, I'm actually going for the Toxic. Because yeah, I expect the Rotom to come out. And that is actually really nice for me. What I could do here is I'll go for the Recover on a Volt Switch. He actually hard switches into Conkeldurr. Okay. I was thinking about going for Scald as well, but he should have Volt Switch there. But maybe he was expecting my Gliscor to come out. Anyhow, I do still think Clefable is going to be my best play as he goes for Facade. And I should still be outside of Mach Punch range. So I'm still going to Moonblast. If he goes into Nidoking again, that's gonna be more than 20% again. But I guess he knows that my Clefable is faster, because he switched last time and he switched now. Maybe he knows it. He knows about my Clefable, but I chip down this Nidoking, and this Nidoking, yeah, he gets lower after him. I can always bring in Milotic. If he does make a double, good play on his part. But I think you should always attack there, because he kept my Clefable low. But now my Clefable cannot really switch into Conkeldurr anymore. And at this point, I'm just gonna go for Ross Scald. As he goes hard Conkeldurr, so this should do quite some damage to him. Together with the burn. 37, that's pretty nice. Could go Scizor. Because he's most likely going for the Facade, so I can take one. However, I cannot U-turn because he's most likely going to be faster than me. So I'm going into Gliscor expecting the Drain Punch. As he goes for Drain Punch, he could have the Ice Punch, but I think Clefable is more valuable to me. So here I'm going to go for the Facade in case he goes Rotom. Don't kill him. He goes for Ice Punch, but that's completely fine. I'm gonna go Clefable now, because at this point I'm just setting up my rocks. If he attacks me, that's fine. I still get up my rocks, which can potentially break the Focus Sash from a Breloom. Because if it's not Focus Sash, now I always kill it with Ice Shard. Does go for the Facade there. But he's going to die to Burn. I did lose 2 months to Conkeldurr, but what can you do? What can you do? Going Lucario here in case he wants to go Rotom. If he goes Lando, that's fine, I guess. He goes Rotom, and I'm actually just going for the Hydro Pump should not knock me out, so I'm gonna go for Swords Dance. If he Volt Switches, I'm just gonna Meteor Mash the Landorus. But he goes for Defog. That's completely fine. Because I am just going to click Close Combat and we destroy this Rotom. Lucario putting in the work. And we're still at +2. If he goes Landorus, I'm still going to attack him. I obviously knock out Weavile with Extreme Speed. And I kill Nidoking as well. Goes into Breloom. I'm just gonna Extreme Speed this. Yeah, it turns out to be Focus Sashed. So he goes for Spore. But now I don't have to worry too much about this Breloom. And honestly, if it's not Swords Dance, I can just go into Scizor. He defogged the Stealth Rocks away for me as well. Like if it's Rock Tomb, I can recover on this, basically. He actually goes for the Mach Punch. +2 Mach Punch is going to do about 40, under 50, so I'm just gonna Roost. Still gives me the most. He hard switches into the Landorus. That's completely fine. I get Scizor back to full HP. And at this point, it doesn't switch into my Weavile, so what I could actually do is go for the U-turn. He actually goes for Earthquake instead of Stealth Rock, so I do kind of like this, but he does get chip on my Scizor. And I just go Weavile. I guess the best pivot he could make is go into his Weavile and go for the Speed tie afterwards. But other than that, Icicle Crash is super effective against half his team, so... And he lost his only Ice Type resist in Rotom, so we get the 69. There you go. Landorus is going down, so no rocks for him anymore. Weavile comes in. I still like Weavile. I don't want to die to a low kick. It's a guaranteed way of killing the Nidoking as well. And Scizor should still be able to check the Weavile, so I'm gonna sack my Lucario. As he is Life Orb, okay? So he could definitely have low kick. He's gonna knock me out there. There's no way I'm waking up because it's the first turn of sleep. But he's gonna take Life Orb Chip again. Goes for another knock. Yeah, Lucario putting in the work. And we can go into our Scizor. Honestly, I don't really have to overpredict there. I can just go for Bullet Punch. Should knock out the Weavile. If he switches into Breloom, Breloom dies. And then the second to Lucario does. Oh, nice! Because now the second to Lucario didn't matter. Because he cannot spore me anymore because he's dead. Dead. Now Nidoking comes in, and obviously I have Milotic who can hard wall this. As he goes for Earth Power, he should not be able to knock me out from here, so I can just go for Scald. And I don't really need to recover, because if he goes Weavile there, puts him closer into Ice Shard range, and Nidoking is gonna die to Ice Shard as well, because he's also taking Life Orb Chip by knocking out Milotic. But now he goes into Weavile, and I just have a Scissor in the back that can just revenge kill this, so I just spam Scald. He goes for Knock. Does knock out my Milotic. That's fine. I can just bring in my Scissor and we can go for the Bullet Punch and win. So Lucario and Milotic, an important role in this game, but we just knock him out with Bullet Punch from a defensive Scissor. That's been a long time since I've used one, but I guess it's still really good. It's a good check to Weavile because it can switch into knockoff. Takes Icicle Crash. Once his item is knocked off, Weavile doesn't do much damage to it, because knockoff won't get the extra boost. But yeah, I'll guess we'll just make a P1 live of this, and I'm just gonna pause the video till we find another battle. Oh, since we found another battle, interesting. Ferrothorn plus Amoonguss. Cookeld are always a big threat, but I think my Clefable is gonna be really nice. Dealing with Garchomp, Cookeld, and Weavile. Could definitely lead up with the Clefable as well. Just to get up rocks. I don't see a Defogger on his team, so we'll just see. Does lead up with Conkeldurr, so that's really good for me. I'm just going to set up my rocks there. He's most likely switching out. Because his Flame Orb is not activated, so there's not much he does to my Clefable. Goes into the Ferrothorn, as expected. I get up my rocks. And at this point, yeah. Maybe I should just go hard Lucario here. Not very likely he goes for the Leech Seed. I guess he could go for Gyro Ball. But I'm Steel type, and I'm Adamant, so I'm a bit slower than Jolly Lucario. We'll see. He actually goes for rocks, and what I'm going to do now, I don't think he goes hard Conkeldurr. I'm just gonna go for the Sword Stance. If he goes into Garchomp, then I don't know if I knock it out with Close Combat after Stealth Rocks. Probably not. But I think he might go for the Protect or something. Or he goes Clefable. If he does go Garchomp, then I think I'm forced out. But on the other hand, does he really want to bring in Garchomp in? Does he want to bring Garchomp in on a potential close combat? Let's just see how he plays this. Lucario is like the only thing on my team that kind of beats the Ferrothorn. Okay, he does go into the Clefable, but I have a move called Meteor Mash. And that's gonna blow this Clefable away. Nice. Ultimate Wall Breaker. Mr. Skywalker himself. I think Lucario is really cool. Obviously Terrakion does this better. It's still a cool mon to use. One of my favorites. But it's regardless, it's still a good wall breaker. Now he brings in the Garchomp. Don't know if this is defensive. If it's offensive, I'm obviously gonna die. Extreme Speed is not gonna do enough to knock it out, and I would still love to have my Garchomp. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna bring in Gliscor. If he does go for Sword Stance, then I'm gonna sack something and bring in Weavile. But he goes hard for the Earthquake, so I think I'm just gonna go and get some extra chip off on this. As he brings in the Conkeldurr, I'm gonna get off some nice damage. 32. And the Flame Orb activates, okay. At this point I just go hard Clefable. As he goes for Ice Punch, don't freeze me, don't freeze me. And here he might be inclined to go for the Facade. So what I'm actually gonna do is Moonblast, as he didn't expect me to be faster. And Clefable knocks out this Conkeldurr. This is the counter, boys. It's the Conkeldurr counter. So we got rid of Conkeldurr as well, which makes my Clefable a bit less needed. But he decides to forfeit, and that was a really quick game, so I guess we can just take another one. So I'll just pause the video again and I'll resume when we find another battle. So 1 sec, guys. Oh, it's low 1 HP. Played this guy a couple of times. I know it's elite Sash, Crocodile with Stealth Rock and Knockoff and Taunt. So there's no way of me preventing those rocks. I don't want to lead Gliscor because he's just going to knock me off. It's Focus Sash, so I cannot immediately kill it. So I'm just gonna lead off with Clefable. And at this point, he's probably going for Taunt first turn, because this is my Stealth Rocker, most likely Stealth Rocker as well. I'm just gonna Moonblast this. And he does go for the Taunt, meaning he has to choose between attacking me or he gets up rocks. But if he gets up rocks, Clefable stays at full HP. I still have the option of defogging his rocks away. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna go into Scizor, because maybe he expect my Gliscor to be defogged. And if I go Scizor on a Stealth Rock, he won't get to see my leftovers. So I'll try to defog her. If he doesn't go for a Taunt, it's gonna be really good for me. The Stealth Rocks aren't the biggest deal to me though. He does end up going for the Taunt. At this point, I might as well Bullet Punch him. I don't want to take a knockoff here for free. He does end up switching into his Raikou. That's completely fine. Only 12% though. Anyway, I can U-turn. If it turns out to be a substitute Raikou, I can just break out of sub and bring in my Weavile and basically click knockoff on something. So it should be fine for me. Raiku's physical defense is not even that great, so if he doesn't go, if he goes for a Volt Switch, it's also going to be nice. If he just clicks Thunderbolt, I'm gonna do a lot of damage to his Raikou. Okay, he switches and he goes into the Crocodile. Okay, but that works out for me. And at this point, I want to make a play that doesn't allow in a Zoomer roll, but doesn't allow me to lose to Raikou, to substitute Raikou. Oh man, I'm just gonna go Lucario. Look. Raikou shouldn't be able to knock me out, and I can Meteor Mash the Azumarill. And obviously I deal with Clefable as well, so and Scizor is gonna take a lot from close combat as well. So I think Lucario kinda has the best matchup at this point. Actually goes into the Scizor. This could be a defensive defog Scizor. Looking at his team, he doesn't have a defogger on his team aside from Scizor. But in case it is superpower, I'm just gonna close combat this, get as much damage off as possible. And he actually went for the Swords Dance. It's an offensive Scizor, and from there I think Extreme Speed actually knocks him out. Yeah, nice. So we get rid of the Scizor. Lucario putting in the work again. Nice. It can become really difficult to switch into a Lucario. Some even run Ice Punch on it, so Gliscor might not even be free. He actually goes into the Azumarill. Don't want to let this set up, honestly, so I'm just gonna Meteor Mash this. Goes for Aqua Jet. Doesn't kill me though, and I get 82% damage off. And he cannot Belly Drum at this point. I do die to Life Orb, but Azumarill cannot set up Belly Drum. And because I played him, I know it's a jolly Azumarill. So I can go into Scissor now, and I can kind of safely go for the Diva because he's not player off, so there's no choice but Waterfall coming out. He goes for the knockoff, doesn't do too much, but I get off my Defog and I can just safely roost this off because he's not recovering anymore. And his next knockoff will even do less damage to me. If he does switch out, I'll have Scissor at full HP. Goes into the Raikou, and because rocks aren't up now, this is gonna be really good for me because I can U-turn on this turn. And if he does go for the substitute, again, like I said before, I break the sub and I can bring in Weavile. So it ends up being substitute. Can U-turn. Huh? Wait. What? I didn't break it. The fuck? Okay. I cannot go Weavile now, obviously, because he's behind us. If I go Clefable, he might try to Calm Mind set up on me, and I don't want to go. I don't want to go for a crit war there. But he is leftovers, so I can go Gliscor. And I can go into Scizor, baiting the hidden Power Rise, hopefully. And even if he goes for +1, yeah, he goes for Calm, but even a +1 Thunderbolt is not knocking out my Scizor, so I can U-turn. And now I should be able to break this up and bring in Weavile. But man, what the hell? Goes for Discharge. Oh nice, he doesn't get to Paralyze, and I do break the sub. And I'm just going to bring in Weavile. I shouldn't die to a +1 Discharge. But is this Bolt? Still knocking off though. Is this Bolt? Because he took that attack from what? 58? And he gets the Discharge Paralysis. That's really annoying. How should I play this? I cannot go into Clefable. Milotic. If it's unaware Clefable, then I want Milotic's Toxic. I don't think he clicks HP Ice either. But what should I do? I need my pieces. Maybe I should just sack Scissor. Gonna be rough if he goes for okay. I'm going Arc Gliscor. And I kinda want to keep that Bullet Punch for the Clefable. As he goes for Discharge, but because he was so defensive, I think Gliscor might be able to outspeed it. Yes, nice, okay. So my Gliscor is actually fast, he goes for Extra Sensory. What? So he didn't have Hidden Power Rise at all. But damn. I guess I should have assumed it was going to be a defensive Raikou once the moment my U-turn from Scissor didn't break the sub. But yeah, I get my Sword Stance off. I'm just gonna Facade here. If he Dragon Dances up, that's okay. 39, he goes for Outrage instead. That looks to be Choice Bandit. But my next Facade should be able to knock him out because he won't have the multi-skill. Because he's not at full HP, so we knock out the Dragonite. Gliscor is still nice against Clefable. And Azumarill will kill me here with Aqua Jet. Glyce's also faster than Raikou. So in that case, in that sense, what gives him the least? His sister is gonna get 2-hit KO'd. With Milotic gives him an opportunity to set up with Raikou. So I'm actually going into my Clefable here since his Dragonite is already gone. I can afford this. Goes for Aqua Jet, and at this point, just gonna click Dull Mind. Because my Clefable is most likely going to be faster than his Clefable. If his he actually gives up. But yeah, that was a really strange game though. That Raikou set really threw me off a bit. But yeah, a bit of niche. But I guess it was interesting, guys. I hope you guys found it interesting as well. If you did enjoy this kind of video, which I just go live, record a few battles in a row, then definitely hit that like button. Let me know down in the comments, or do you prefer just one battle, whatever. I actually had to let her know. Let's open up a loot box as well. Yeah, the 3 matches. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Really close to 900 guys, and check out my Discord server. Link in the description. I just saw you log in, Annabelle. Next to me. Yeah, peace out, guys. I'll see you guys next time.